On this episode of Lights, Camera, Akron, we sit down with President Wilson, get the inside scoop on 3 popular holidays.
And we head to the Student Union to check out a slime event. All of this and more on Lights, Camera, Akron. Hello, and thank you for joining us for a very special episode of Lights, Camera, Akron.
We are coming to you live from Colby Hall right here at the University of Akron.
And we have plenty of great stories for you tonight.
We'll start things off with Ramon, who spoke with a political science professor to discuss his new book on NATO.
And he's also going to let us know why it is more important than ever for students to stay informed.
I'm Ramon Wise, reporting for Lights, Camera, Akron. I had a chance to sit down with Dr. Sperling, a professor in the Department of Political Science at the University of Akron. He discussed some important issues in his new book dealing with NATO. I sat in one of his lectures and he brought up hegemonic wars and how states form alliances with competing powers to go against rising powers. With NATO being a formation of multiple countries promoting peace and democracy, I asked Dr. Sperling if this what his new book will be on. This is what he had to say.
The book I'm writing is with a co-author in the United Kingdom called Mark Webber, and the subject of the book is what's wrong with NATO and how do we fix it. And this has been spurred by the not only the current turbulence that's taken place because of the election of Donald Trump to the presidency, but also because there's been a long-standing and recurrent question of whether or not NATO has a future, and if it does have a future, what's that future going to look like? What we're dealing with are some of the relatively profound problems that NATO is facing today, which are no one's fault in particular, but taken together, it's been quite divisive, and it's pushing the alliance apart rather than together, and we're trying to work out what the real problems are and how we might be able to overcome them.
Writing a book on NATO can be tricky. Dr. Sperling stated that he had to meet some top-notch people in order to have some good research. He also stated that he has always worked on NATO, and it has been a huge evolutionary process that got him to this point. Now, in your book, are you stating an issue and solving a problem?
Well, we're identifying the issues that are at stake, and the solving the problem part is the optimistic part of the project, because quite frankly, a lot of people are trying to work out how to make things better, but inevitably you run up against sort of insurmountable barriers. What we've done and what I'm doing in the chapters that I'm responsible for is I've identified a lot of the problems, which are not they're not unfamiliar to other NATO specialists. But what I'm trying to demonstrate is that there are limits to the ability to solve them, and what we need to do is actually accommodate the shortfalls rather than trying to overcome.
Dr. Sperling has written a numerous amount of books. Most of the time he teams up with other authors because he likes the community of having multiple solutions. His next book will be submitted to the press sometime May of 2018. Dr. Sperling stated in the interview that it is important for students and everybody to understand policy and politics. Political science gives you the skills to understand how and why political problems are the way they are. You can find Dr. Sperling at Olin Hall Tuesdays and Thursdays in his office, or visit the University of Akron website, Department of Political Science. I'm Ramon Wise, Lights, Camera, Akron.
It's definitely vital for students to be aware of what's happening in the world.
Exactly. We millennials are the future, after all.
Speaking of being aware of what's happening, I went over to the Union to check out Zips for St. Jude's slime event.
Well, let's check it out.
Zips for St. Jude is a student organization here on campus that raises money and awareness for St. Jude Hospital and childhood cancer. They hosted their annual slime event that benefits St. Jude, and I got the inside look. I sat down with Alexis, the president of Zips for St. Jude, and Olivia, the member at large on the executive board.
Zips for St. Jude is a student organization that helps raise awareness for kids with cancer, and we try to bring as much focus and attention on to the needs of the children and their families that are stuck in the hospitals, and we can provide opportunities, toys, crafts, and just awareness to what they're going through. And we're raising money, doing student fundraisers to bring that opportunity to them through these hard times.
So the organization has been on campus for 13 years, so I'm not sure when or whoever designed this, so it's been around for a while, but the purpose is just to have students in our local community donate their time and raise awareness on their own social media pages. So whoever raises, I think we're doing it as whoever raises money gets to slime them. So everyone will get slimed, but whoever raises money can do it.
The slime event isn't the only event Zips for St. Jude holds. In January, they are having a bachelor off, where students can bid on potential bachelors from campus and win a date with them. And their main event is in February, where they will be in the student union all night playing games, having raffles, and getting the awareness about childhood cancer out. They mentioned some other ways to help out with St. Jude if you're unable to attend these events.
First, just spreading the awareness, knowing what childhood cancer is and what the exceptional thing that St. Jude and the foundation is. So we do a lot through social media. We like spreading awareness through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Just talking about it can just be such an impactful thing in the heart of the kids at St. Jude's.
Yeah, I agree. And just donate, honestly. Yeah.
This has been Maddie Watkins with Lights, Camera, Akron.
What a fun way to raise money for just a really important cause.
It was. I remember watching Nickelodeon when I was a kid, and the slime show was always my favorite.
Me too, and I always wanted to be on Guts.
Not for me.
Well, coming up on LCA, I sat down with President Matthew Wilson to learn about a big change at UA that could drastically increase your free time.
Plus, Zoe tells us about all of the holidays coming up. All that and more coming up right here on Lights, Camera, Akron.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
Welcome back to Lights, Camera, Akron. The university is considering making a big change to the way you schedule classes.
President Matthew Wilson is considering implementing a 4-day academic week. which would eliminate the need for Friday classes here at UA. And I sat down with him to get the details.
One of the things that we're contemplating right now would be to go to a core 4-day academic calendar.
No, your ears are not deceiving you. The University of Akron recently announced a plan to move into a 4-day core academic week, which would eliminate Friday classes. But what does that mean? To find out, I sat down with President Matthew Wilson.
So typically you've got your Tuesday, Thursday classes. You could take that same block and that same model, and you could run that on Monday, Wednesday.
According to President Wilson, this would then eliminate the need to hold classes on Friday, which would then free the day for students who would possibly want to work while making them more attractive to potential employers, or help those who wish to be more involved on campus, as well as other benefits.
Now, what could you do with Fridays? You know, to have some type of a fabulous Friday or freedom on Friday. You've got work, you've got internships, externships, and co-ops. You know, you've got the ability to go out and engage in labs. Really kind of that hands-on practical approach would make it great. Another thing, you talk about campus life, and whether you're a commuter, whether you're a resident here, could you imagine if you had Fridays open for club activities? Oftentimes when you do club activities, there's conflicts. People can't come because they've got class or they've got work. But Fridays, if you had that reserved for, you know, a day of doing, in essence, you could do service projects, you could do club activities.
As far as cons go, President Wilson says he has worked with university focus groups to make the plan as beneficial as possible, but he admits UA is entering uncharted territory.
Probably the biggest con is just the unknown. You know, it's something that's new, that other folks typically don't do. It's distinctive. And so the question that I often get back is, well, is anybody else doing it? And my response has been, well, can you imagine Steve Jobs, you know, the founder of Apple, sitting at his dining room table with a new idea and thinking, you know what, nobody's ever done this, so I think I'm going to give up. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to explore. Well, if that was the case, you know, we wouldn't have iTunes, we wouldn't have iPods, we wouldn't have iPhones. It's really the innovation and the innovators that are able to leap ahead. And this is something that helps us leap ahead.
As many other students did, I received an email explaining the 4-day core academic week, as well as a survey to gauge my interest in the change, and reaction, according to President Wilson, has mirrored his excitement.
Oftentimes when you send out emails, the response rate really is not that high. You know, I mean, it's one of the challenges, I think, of just information overload in the world today is, you know, you get so many emails, do you even respond to it? But I was encouraged because we had 5,000 responses from the undergraduate student body in terms of this idea of what if we were to shift to a, you know, core 4-day academic calendar. You know, great reaction.
And the numbers looked good. Of the roughly 5,000 responses, over 80% were in favor, 10% had no opinion, and a little under 10% were apprehensive about the idea. And while nothing is concrete yet, President Wilson plans to move forward and implement the 4-day core week.
My mindset is I would love to have this modeled, and I would love to have the full discussions done by spring semester. And if we were to do it in spring semester, the next question then becomes, okay, how quickly could we move to the 4-day core academic calendar with the flexible Friday? Fall of 2018, maybe a little bit aggressive, but if things were to fall into place, that may be a possibility. If not fall, it would be in 2019. Whether we did it in the spring, summer, or the fall, that would be kind of open for discussion. But the idea is to not let this drag out. We want to be distinctive. We want to move. I want to provide the students with all the benefits that would accompany with this. So the quicker we can do it, I think the better off everybody's going to be.
Maddie, I don't know about you, but I am so ready for Fabulous Fridays.
Sleeping in on a Friday? That sounds great to me.
And we'll have plenty of time for sleeping in once Christmas breaks start. But Zoe's going to give us the inside scoop on not just Christmas, but every celebrated holiday this season.
Hi everybody, it's Zoe DeMakis here, and the holiday season is coming up. Has anyone ever greeted you, Happy Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa? Well, if not, I have a brief guide of Christmas, Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa for you today. Let's take a look. Many people around the world celebrate different holidays during the joyful season than just Christmas like the majority of us do here in the United States. Christmas is the annual Christian faith holiday which celebrates good old JC's birthday and is celebrated on December 25th. Christmas has become the poster child for American holidays. The Christmas tree and Santa Claus are the main recognizable symbols in movies, media, and more. Hanukkah is of the Jewish faith, aka Judaism, and starts on December 25th. It lasts for 8 days while each candle on the menorah is lit. Hanukkah is the festival of lights and celebrates the victory of Israelites over a Greek-Syrian ruler about 2,200 years ago. Kwanzaa is not faith-based but is spiritual and derives from African heritage. Kwanzaa starts on December 26th and lasts a week. Kwanzaa celebrates African heritage and African American cultures and was created around 1966. The colors of Kwanzaa are black for the people, red for the struggle, and green for the hope that comes from the struggle. These are represented in colored candles. Even though there are differences between these three holidays, the idea of using decorations, having a feast, giving gifts, and celebrating with loved ones are all the same.
Now, while you're out celebrating this holiday season, shopping and drinking hot chocolate, of course, make sure you remember about all the other holidays that are being celebrated this season as well. Happy Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa!
Thanks for the information, Zoe. I didn't know about all of those different ways to celebrate the holidays.
Yeah, and Maddie, I think it would be a good idea to take our last commercial break just so we can process all of that information.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Birthday.
Recently, our country has witnessed catastrophic devastation. Hurricanes and flooding have upended lives and livelihoods.
Across this great country, Americans have answered the call.
That special calling that compels us, when others are down, to step up and do whatever it takes.
America's at our best when, against all odds, we come together and lift each other up.
Please donate to oneamericaappeal.org. America needs you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of LCA. Today on... Excuse me.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Welcome back to LCA. You know, as busy as students are, it can be hard to find the time to eat healthy.
And with finals week approaching, it can be tempting to grab some fast food while you're cramming for those last-minute finals.
But Brittany Rumple has some delicious and healthy recipes you can make in about 10 minutes.
Wow, I'm going home and making that salad tonight. It looks so good.
Mm-hmm. But I am more of a hamburger guy myself.
Now I am hungry, but the show must go on. Brissa met up with Rachel, who created a new organization here on campus.
Let's see what it's all about.
Hi, I'm here with Rachel Turkovich, the founder of the Period Project here on campus. Rachel, can you tell us a little about the Period Project?
So the Period Project is an organization that we started here. We fundraise and donate feminine products back to women in need in our community. So we're really trying to get the word out there about who we are, and yeah, that's what we are.
Awesome. So what made you so passionate and want to start this organization?
I actually took a women's studies class here, and we kind of learned about, slightly talked about the topic of how like periods are so taboo and like nobody likes to talk about them, but 50% of our population is affected by it.
Yeah.
So that kind of hit me. I like wrote a term paper about it. I'm like, wow, I could really, like, I want to do something about it. So I kind of tried to make the organization a thing and reach out, and I kind of was like, it would be, I'm sure a ton of other people understand the issue that it is
absolutely.
and would be willing to help. So kind of made the organization, and we've gone from there.
How cool. So now, what do you plan to do? Like, what are your goals with the Period Project?
So short-term goal, again, this is our first semester on campus, so it's really been, this semester has been getting the name out there, kind of establishing who we are, establishing us as, you know, the execs, figuring out what it is, because we've never had anyone pave the path for us. It's all us figuring things out. So this semester has really been focused on that. We ended up having a tampon drive with Greek Life, and we got nearly 900 products out of it, which was awesome in 3 weeks' time. So it was definitely, it was really rewarding for me and for the Period Project to have that type of event go so well. But then another short-term goal would be we're having a Dine to Donate with Chipotle coming up on December 5th from 5 to 9. So I really want to see and hope that it's like a successful event, because that would just be another confidence booster for the organization as itself.
Absolutely.
But then, yeah, that would be the
So with all like the feminine products that you receive and that you get from the Greek Life, where do they go? Like, where are all those?
So we're actually working with the Battered Women's Shelter this semester. We also are going to try to continue with them next semester just to build a relationship. But we had a goal of $300 worth of products.
Yeah.
And especially with that event alone, we definitely hit that goal. So we're actually going to try and find another group to give back to at the end of this semester.
Absolutely. Even like women's sports teams, I'm sure, would be up to do something like that.
For sure.
Well, thank you, Rachel.
Yeah, no problem.
This has been Brissa Bradfield with Lights, Camera, Akron.
What an awesome idea. I love that students continue to start new organizations here on campus. We have some pretty active students at UA.
I agree. There are plenty of clubs to get involved with and great opportunities like that. But for now, let's head into the newsroom with Brittany Francis to get our very last headlines of the semester.
Hello everyone, I'm Brittany Francis bringing you this week's headlines. With finals coming up, it's beneficial for students to take intermittent breaks while studying to increase their overall retention of the material. On November 30th, the Campus Coloring Club provided pictures to color and gave donuts to the students. What is more exciting than free donuts and coloring? Raises! Students currently making minimum wage will be welcoming in the new year with a raise. Beginning January 1st of 2018, these students will notice a 15-cent increase per hour on their pay stubs. Statewide, the minimum wage has risen to $8.30 an hour. Speaking of monetary increases, students who came to the dining service tabling events to register for a meal plan for the spring semester received a bonus of $50 dining dollars. That's 6 free meals at Panda Express or Chick-fil-A. College students are forever grateful for free food, and it doesn't stop with free dining dollars. On December 1st, the American Red Cross held a blood drive at the Student Recreation and Wellness Center. Donators received Chipotle gift cards. Because it is the season of giving, we can't forget to give to those who can't. ZTV hosted its first annual food drive, raising money and providing canned foods for the Akron Canton Food Bank. ZPN and Serve Akron also put on a casino night in the Student Union ballrooms to raise awareness and support homelessness and hunger. Students were encouraged to bring canned food and toiletry items. That's all for this week's headlines. Now back to you guys at the studio.
Thanks, Brittany. And Maddie, I just wanted to say it has been a pleasure working with you on LCA. You have been an excellent co-host and a great friend as well.
Thank you. This was my first time hosting for ZTV, so it has been so fun to have you by my side. You've made it great, and I'm excited for next semester. We will miss you when you graduate.
Yes, I will. I'll miss it too. I've been here way too long, though, and I think it's about time I move on and get into the workforce like everyone else. But speaking of end of the semester, do you have any finals coming up?
I actually have my first one tomorrow, and then I go through next Thursday. So I have a whole other week to prepare for finals.
Oh, yeah, plenty of time.
Yes.
And you can eat that healthy food
that
Brittany
peanut butter,
showed us.
peanut butter bowl.
Absolutely delicious.
Yes, absolutely.
It looked great. I would give up hamburgers for that peanut butter bowl.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Me too. Me too.
I've got about 2 finals. I've got a Spanish final coming up.
Me too.
Final de Español.
Sí?
Sí.
Sí.
And I'm excited about that because once I pass Spanish, that's basically my last barrier. Before I'm out of here, I'm running to the finish line and I'm all hobbled.
Yes.
My leg's broken and I'm dragging it through the ground and I'm trying to reach.
You need to get in shape for that producer job you have.
Absolutely, yes, yes.
Congratulations.
I'll be at WKBN in Youngstown, Ohio, for any of you familiar with that. And I'm excited to get the opportunity, and I'm thankful for ZTV for giving me that opportunity in the first place.
Yes.
And it has been a wonderful, wonderful experience. And we'd also like to thank Riley, our producer, for being amazing as always, just, being our eyes and ears. But it looks like that's all the time we have.
For everyone from LCA, we'd like to thank you for tuning in all semester.
And as always, be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube page. I'm Brendan O'Hara.
And I'm Maddie Watkins. Thanks for watching Lights, Camera, Akron. Have a great holiday break.
This program was produced by ZTV at the University of Akron. To find out how you can make Emmy-winning media, visit the UA School of Communication online. ZTV. Make media. Make a difference.